I'll be speaking to Abundia Alvarado. Alvarado is a community organizer, a member of the Tierra Comida y Libertad Colectivo, part of the movement to protect Weelaunee Forest and Stop Cop City, and a founder of Fawn Acción and El Molcajete. She'll be one of the speakers at the webinar Day of the Forest Defender on Saturday the 18th, organized by Promoting Enduring Peace. She's speaking to us from Tennessee. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Stanley.
We have to start off with news. The police are claiming that what they call the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center, and what is commonly known as Cop City, is basically done. Is that true?
Yes, it's in the last stage, and they are saying that it is going to be open in January, so like by the end of this month.
So they haven't started their training yet.
No, they haven't not opened the facilities. This 2 years and a half behind.
Mostly, I assume, because of public resistance.
Yes, mostly because the Stop Cop City movement.
So tell us about the Weelaunee Forest that was torn up to make Cop City. How big an area are we talking about, and what's the history of that area?
Well, I would like to, I'll answer your questions and then I'm going to go back to talk a little bit about myself because it's very related to this. And so we are in so-called Atlanta, Georgia, and the facility has 3,800 acres there. And I think that 1,800 are being used now. And I don't know exactly how much of the forest have been destroyed in this part of the city, which is Southeast Atlanta, which is mainly Black, and migrants are living there. It's a poor area in Atlanta. And that is the homelands of the Muskogee tribe, which is the tribe that had the Confederation of Tribes in the South. So yeah. And I wanted to talk a little bit about myself because it's very connected to this struggle that is almost 4 years old now to stop Cop City, and that has taken many forms in these 4 years. So I am a migrant trans woman from northern Mexico. My background is Apache and Nahuatl. And I've been in the United States for 16 years, and I've been in the diaspora for 22 years, being displaced multiple times, and ended up in Atlanta in 1997. And I took root in Atlanta, and the last battle organized efforts that I joined was the Stop Cop City movement in Atlanta in 2021. And this has been very, very illuminating, has been a powerful experience for me as a migrant, as an indigenous person, and as a person that believes in land back to all indigenous people. This movement has two big tenants. The one is the land back, so we are like linking to the historical land back fight of indigenous people all over the Americas for the past 500 years, and also abolition, and concretely abolition of police. So these two powerful movements that are like now all over in the United States are very present in this fight of Stop Cop City, and are obviously like very, very relevant to migrants and trans community and myself. So yeah.
Well, let me start with a simple question. Why did activists, such as yourself, object to this center that police claim would improve police skills?
Yeah. Do we have to remember that this 2021 movement and struggle comes on the heels of the 2020, fights for abolition all over the country and internationally. And this is the answer of the city of Atlanta, of the politicians, to give more money and to boost the morale of police, local police in Atlanta that was trouble. And we had, police deserting the ranks in the police in 2020. And so we are opposing this for multiple reasons, but the obvious one are that uh, militarized, tendencies in this country are starting to roll out in the police, and that this is like a project that is going to seal the deal in the United States. With this, we are viewing this Cop City, as we call it. This they call it training, facility for police because they use this word that is key for them to like get people the perception that is like work that is going to be improving, people. And we are opposing this because it's a danger to Black and brown people first. And I hope I don't need to articulate why police is a danger to us, why police is a danger to poor people and migrants. We don't need, a facility to train people. I mean, to train the police if they wanted to train it. They already have a facility. And also, this is a disaster in a world of climate crisis to be caught in part of a forest. Atlanta is now a city on the forest. And so this is an environmental disaster. It's going to create all kinds of problems, obviously. First, like always, for Black and brown people, but for all the residents of Atlanta too, and for the world too, because we're all connected. See, also all this money that is like now more than um 80 million tag, and it's like we don't know any like the exact number because they're already changing all the time the tag that is going to be food by taxpayers in Atlanta. It's a waste of money that we could use for improving like healthcare, improving education, improving like the living conditions of poor people and all Atlantans. And so mainly for those reasons, we see that this is a waste and this is a danger. And we many people in Atlanta, this facility has approval rate of like 30% or less in Atlanta. So it's a project that is opposed and doesn't have even a majority support from Atlantans.
And we have to remind our viewers about 2020. Now it's 5 years after that, but that was when the anti-police brutality movement exploded in size after the murder of George Floyd. And there was talk in the media that the movement was the biggest thing ever in U.S. history, with demonstrations all over the country, even in tiny towns. And so this is seen as a way to answer that, to suppress that. Um, I'm also, our group promoting enduring peace is for peace and then environment. So the question of tearing down forests at a time when we need forests to sequester carbon, let alone for all the other good reasons. I mean, that's quite important. Now, I've read, maybe I'm wrong, is there an Israeli connection to this? Are they involved with police training?
Well, there are multiple Israeli connections. The one that is more salient is that there has been a relationship with the program that the Atlanta police has with the Israeli police that is called GLEE. And in this
Say,
program,
say that again. What is it called?
GLEE, that's the abbreviation, GLEE, GLEE. And that program is a program that sends police to Israel and bring Israel trainers to Atlanta to train police to further dehumanize. They use all the techniques that are, using obviously to commit the genocide in Gaza now, to dehumanize the police forces further, so they can like repress movements and repress large crowds in Georgia. So that program is one of the more salient connections. We have that not just with Atlanta police, but with other polices from campuses in Atlanta, like Georgia Tech. And also there is connection with surveillance. There are like 16,000 cameras in Atlanta, and those are the ones that are like, for business, but there are more. Atlanta is the more surveillance town in the United States,
Could you
and
say that number again?
16,000 cameras in the city of Atlanta, and it's connected to businesses from the Zionist state in Israel too. And so those are two of the main big like connections that we know, but I'm sure that there are more connections that have not been discussed.
Now, January 18th was picked for a particular reason because on that date, Tortuguita was killed in 2023. What is known about that killing?
Well, there is, already been this like process where the police, withhold so many facts and transverse information, and they like absolve the people that participate in this killing, where joint efforts of Atlanta police and other departments in the states. So we know that Tortuguita was killed, obviously, viciously, more than 57 shotguns on Tortuguita's body while they were, resting. They were at the forest. They resist to get out of this part that was known as public land for use in the city of Atlanta at that time. And so we are picking January 18 to commemorate and honor our comrades that give their life in the fight to defend the Weelaunee Forest. And we learn a lot, and Tortuguita has been in living, and now after they are departed, they have been a great inspiration for the community and for projects in the community. And I want to say, Tortuguita and I knew each other and were close friends. And, Tortuguita influenced a lot of my thinking. We had very important conversations and realizations while we were at the Weelaunee Forest. And from there, the collective Tierra Comida Libertad was born. And from that collective, we have a powerful new way of understanding, organizing, and building a new way of organizing that can be accessible for migrants, for poor people, for everybody, giving the power to autonomous communities. And that is the project of my collective, to develop this new way of organizing, this structure, basic structure for organizing that we're gonna put as a tool for people to resist these systems of oppression, and also for coming to care for each other, for like building systemic cares in the face of climate crisis. And so this is a very important idea, and this is a very important project that was born because the Weelaunee Forest Defense, and with the conversations with especially queer, trans, gender non-conforming, people of color activists, and saliently with Tortuguita.
All this is really great information. Besides attending the forum on Saturday, is there a website or a Facebook page that you'd recommend for people to look at if they're interested in this topic?
Yes, we have several places they can plug in, but since I have to remind the people that this movement is a movement of young people that were, at the beginning, the first wave of people that stand up and organize to defend the Weelaunee Forest and stop Cop City, were youth that are like plugging in the defense of resources and defense of the environment in the United States, that have been going to defend the water with the Lakota people and defend, other projects, defend other lands. And they were in Weelaunee. And so we opened up a page that is called Stop Cop City in Instagram. And that is the main source of information for people, that people can go and get updates and how this struggle is progressing now, that other parts of the society are plugged in and are like now prominent in this fight. After 2021, 2022, in January 2023, they killed Tortuguita, and with that, they give a big blow to the part of the movement that was more in direct action, that was more in the forest, defending the forest with their bodies, and we were all kicked out. So by March 23, we were all out of Weelaunee, and we are not able to regain these forests. So other parts of the society step in, the most like organized society, doing like, more like things with pressuring politicians, other types of campaigns have to step on, and they have work, and they're organizing now. But I invite people to look at Stop Cop City for updates. They are well connected to all the other efforts. There are now so many, and by local organizers, and so also we have the webpage that is called Abundance for All, and that is a page also in Instagram that is giving updates on the work of the collective Tierra Comida Libertad, with the project, with the tool that we are developing, which is called the Autonomous Kitchen Councils. It's a model for organizing that we want to make accessible to everybody. And with that, a project of reconnection to the land where you are, and a project of building and strengthening mutual aid and care wherever you are, for rapid response and for plugging into a broader revolutionary project. So those two pages are, the ones that are like sharing like relevant information about like Cop City, but about the projects and the inspiration of Cop City, a struggle, and what comes after, because Weelaunee is everywhere and the resources are being under assault everywhere, and the climate crisis is going to bring more militarized police everywhere. So we are thinking that this is a struggle that is not just local to Atlanta, and in fact, there are 36 projects that are Cop cities all over the United States to further militarize the police. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Go to Stop Cop City in Instagram, and they have links to web page there. It would be hard for me to give you like all these web addresses here, but I think if you go there, you can look, and you can just connect to other sources. If you are not into Instagram, then look for the Atlanta Press Collective, and they have a website presence too.
Well, thank you for all that information, and we want to remind the viewers that Abundia will be at this forum Saturday, the 18th of January, 2025, at 4 p.m. To register, just go to the website of Promoting Enduring Peace, and that's peace.org, and a couple clicks will get you registered with a ticket. Well, thank you very much for speaking with me.
You're very welcome. Looking forward for the forum tomorrow, and invite people to check this in and to support us, as we understand that we're supporting us, you're supporting also yourself and your community. Thank you, Stanley.